Hey everyone, how are you doing? Great to have you here from all over the world. If you're new, welcome to the family. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, this is the biggest fire Israel has ever seen. The flames have reached the edges of the Ministry of Defense building, and Netanyahu has called an emergency meeting. Fires are raging, Tel Aviv is living its final days, and Netanyahu is in deep trouble.
The Israeli Ministry of Defense has declared a state of emergency as the fire encroaches on its premises. So what happened? One of the worst fires in Tel Aviv's modern history broke out today, sweeping through large parts of the city. The flames reached the area around the Ministry of Defense in Hakiria. The authorities have declared a full state of emergency. According to Israel's Channel 2, the fire spread with unprecedented speed due to strong winds. It moved from nearby forests and open areas into the heart of the city, threatening critical infrastructure. Security sources say fire crews are having a hard time getting it under control, despite deploying over 60 fire trucks and at least one water-dropping helicopter.
The flames are just everywhere, and it's so hard to breathe. The firefighters are doing their best, but it seems like the fire keeps spreading no matter what they do.
In an unusual sight, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was seen entering the Emergency Operations Center, flanked by top military and Shin Bet officials. He has made urgent pleas for international help, requesting firefighting aircraft and advanced equipment. Meanwhile, the Yemeni armed forces issued a short statement warning that these fires are just a warning shot for Israel.
They said that continued attacks on Gaza will be met with even harsher responses.
As rescue teams struggle to contain the situation, Arab media outlets like Al Mayadeen and Al Jazeera report that thousands of settlers have begun evacuating in fear of the fires spreading, while the Israeli government appears to be in chaos.
Haaretz described the situation as the worst crisis since Israel was founded, saying Tel Aviv is burning under unexpected developments. Houthi hypersonic missile hits Ben Gurion Airport, Egyptian cargo plane damaged.
In a dramatic and unprecedented escalation, media sources report that a hypersonic missile launched by Yemen's Houthi group struck Ben Gurion International Airport in Tel Aviv directly, triggering chaos and heightened security across Israel. Leaks from Israeli Channel 12, citing informed intelligence sources, claim the missile caused partial destruction near the runway and severely damaged a cargo plane believed to be Egyptian that was at the airport during the strike. Preliminary information suggests the Egyptian plane was carrying logistical and humanitarian aid for Israel, part of a secret relief operation. According to the leaks, the targeted plane was part of an unofficial Egyptian air bridge supplying emergency support to Tel Aviv during this security crisis. Cairo has not issued any official statement yet, but sources close to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi say he is withholding comment and holding closed-door consultations with his security advisors. Netanyahu is under intense pressure from military and security leadership after the Yemeni missile bypassed Israel's multi-layered air defense systems and hit one of the country's most critical airports. The Israeli government has declared a state of emergency at Ben Gurion Airport and surrounding areas, with emergency services responding to fires and explosions caused by the missile strike. Hebrew media described the incident as a major blow to Israel's military establishment. Observers say the diplomatic fallout with Egypt could be significant in the coming days. Yemeni missile breaks through Israeli defenses, hits Ben Gurion in major escalation. In a serious security development, Israeli media announced that a long-range ballistic missile launched by the Yemeni armed forces struck the heart of Ben Gurion International Airport.
Channel 2 reports the missile evaded 4 layers of advanced air defense systems, including the Iron Dome, David Sling, and Patriot systems, and hit its target accurately. The warhead was reportedly massive, triggering huge explosions and fires in the cargo terminal and several airport buildings.
Media footage showed thick smoke and flames rising from the area, with travelers in panic and confusion. Israeli radio confirmed that top military and security officials are in shock, especially since the airport is considered one of the most heavily defended sites in the country.
In response, Netanyahu convened an emergency meeting of the Security Cabinet, and authorities shut down the airport entirely, redirecting flights to alternative locations. Sources close to the Houthis confirmed that the attack was a strategic response to ongoing Israeli aggression in Gaza, saying, "After Tel Aviv, things won't be the same."
Political and media circles in the Arab world and globally are watching closely, questioning whether Israel's defense systems are capable of handling the growing threats from Yemen.
Breaking. Houthi missile hits Ramat David airbase. Both Arab and Israeli media are reporting that the Ramat David airbase, located in northern occupied Palestine, was directly hit by a long-range ballistic missile fired by the Yemeni armed forces. According to a statement by Brigadier General Yahya Sari, the strike was a response to the ongoing Israeli-American aggression against the Yemeni people and an act of support for the Palestinian resistance. The missile directly hit one of the airstrips inside the base, sparking massive fires and destroying 3 US F-15 fighter jets stationed there as part of American support forces in the region, according to Israel's Haaretz newspaper. An Al Mayadeen correspondent confirmed that explosions were clearly heard in various parts of Tel Aviv, with sirens going off in nearby settlements. In response, Israeli authorities declared a state of maximum alert at all air bases and around Tel Aviv, anticipating more potential strikes. Analysts on Israel's channel Kan 11 described the event as a major strategic setback for both Israeli and American air power in the region, expressing shock over the accuracy of a missile fired all the way from Yemen. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held an emergency meeting with military and intelligence leaders. Photos from around Ramat David show thick smoke rising as firefighting teams struggle to contain the blaze, fearing further damage. Military experts suggest this incident may force Tel Aviv to request additional military aid from Washington, as Netanyahu's government faces an unprecedented political and security crisis.
Houthi missile hits U.S. fleet, damages F-53 fighter jet. The Yemeni armed forces announced a high-precision operation today targeting the U.S. fleet in the Red Sea. According to military spokesperson Brigadier General Yahya Sari, a domestically produced cruise missile struck a U.S. F-53 fighter jet stationed on the deck of an aircraft carrier. The statement said the attack was in response to continued American aggression against Yemen, and that the missile was developed using advanced technology capable of bypassing sophisticated defense systems. Military sources confirmed that the jet suffered severe damage and caught fire on the carrier's deck, prompting U.S. crews to act quickly to prevent the flames from spreading to other aircraft. U.S. media quoted Pentagon officials saying that the aircraft carrier Harry Truman had to execute a rapid maneuver and retreat to a safer location in territorial waters in anticipation of further attacks. The U.S. Fifth Fleet was placed on high alert. Although no casualties were reported, the damage to the F-53, one of the most advanced and expensive jets in the U.S. arsenal, was described as significant and concerning. The White House expressed deep concern over the escalation and said President Biden called for an emergency National Security Council meeting to explore military options and possible responses.
Massive wildfires ravage Israel, flames near Netanyahu's residence. Huge wildfires have swept through several parts of Israel, triggering panic among settlers as the flames edge dangerously close to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's residence in West Jerusalem. Channel Kan reported that the fires, driven by a heat wave and severe drought, spread rapidly due to strong winds, destroying large areas of forest around Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Yedioth Aharonoth reported that Israeli fire and civil defense forces declared a state of maximum emergency, Dozens of helicopters and emergency teams rushed to the burning areas in a desperate attempt to control the flames. Meanwhile, Al-Mayadeen reported that hundreds of settlers fled communities near Jerusalem and the outskirts of Tel Aviv as fears grew over the fires reaching sensitive sites. Hebrew security sources stated that the flames came within less than a kilometer of Netanyahu's official residence, prompting a security reinforcement and the evacuation of nearby residents. In a brief statement, Netanyahu expressed deep concern over the worsening situation and urged the international community to provide urgent assistance. Haaretz reported that Israel has requested firefighting aircraft from Greece, Cyprus, and Italy in a scene reminiscent of the devastating Carmel fires of 2010. The situation signals a looming environmental and security disaster in Israel, as the fires continue to spread with no sign of slowing, raising fears of even greater losses in the coming hours.
Fires near Gaza Strip threaten Israeli military sites. Massive fires broke out early this morning in southern occupied territories, particularly in the Gaza envelope area near the Black Arrow Memorial west of Sderot. The flames, fueled by dry eastern winds, advanced at an alarming speed and now threaten Israeli Merkava tank battalions stationed nearby. According to an emergency statement from Israel's Home Front Command, a state of maximum alert has been declared in the area, with sirens activated and multiple military and strategic sites evacuated. Military sources said the flames are now just meters away from military hangars and ammunition depots, posing a significant strategic risk. In a surprising move, Israel's foreign ministry appealed to several regional and European countries, especially Greece, Cyprus, and Italy, to send specialized firefighting aircraft and crews. Hundreds of Israeli civil defense personnel backed by army units have been deployed along the fire lines. Hebrew media reported that Netanyahu held an emergency meeting with security and military leaders, warning of a potential disaster if the fires reach the weapon and tank storage sites in this sensitive region. Israeli citizens are watching the situation unfold with growing anxiety, especially as the fires continue to spread toward populated areas, raising concerns of a repeat of the catastrophic 2020 Carmel fires, which caused significant